Hey guys, welcome to Make It Dairy Free. I'm Larissa.
I'm Andrew.
And today we are taste testing
Okay.
vegan hams. And unlike a lot of our videos that have like 90 things, you are excited and my stomach is also because there are 2.
I could do 2. 2 is like...
That's where it's at. Which is what I usually have in front of us.
I think it's weird when doing 2 though, because now it's like that brand versus this brand rather than it be a collective thing.
Right.
So it's like a 1v1 right now.
Yeah. So these are, funny enough, we did this video 2 or 3 years ago, and there was one that was in the stores, which was this tofurkey one.
Yeah.
And there was one we actually had shipped in. And since that time, the turkey video we just did had grown like double the size. This has grown by 1, which I guess is double the size.
Oh, you're saying the products, it's grown with like a lot more turkeys.
Yeah.
This is only, all right. You lost me for a second.
I'm sorry.
I was like, the turkey's grown? I was like, what? I was
what
like,
in the GMO is happening here?
Like, what is happening?
No, I'm just saying, like, there's still not a lot of options for a vegan ham product out there.
Yeah.
So you can still get the one that we had shipped. There's also another one from a brand called Belief that now makes a vegan ham that you can also have shipped, but we wanted to focus on the ones that most people could get inside of stores. Yeah. So that's what we're doing. So we have Tofurkey, which is like the original vegan ham, and then this company is called Vegetarian Plus. And they have one. Both of these contain soy and wheat, and no other top allergens are listed on the products themselves. Okay. 2 quick things about this is the Tofurkey one is 1 pound and 3 ounces, and the Vegetarian Plus one is 2 pounds and 11 ounces, so almost 3 pounds. Yeah. So it's almost double what you get, also meaning that the price is almost double what it is as well. Yeah. Okay.
Is it supposed to be almost triple or almost double?
I guess it would almost be triple if it's almost 3 pounds.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So almost 3 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
So triple.
No, now we're
math is not my strong suit.
No, it's okay.
It never has been.
Yeah.
Let's jump in and taste these. We'll start with the Tofurkey one because we have a base idea of what that tastes like.
Yeah. Being that we only have 2, maybe we talk a little bit about like what its texture looked like initially, what it looks like now, what it looked like before it cooked or smell or any of those things, you know, people kind of wonder about.
Yeah, so I don't think either of them smelled weird. Okay. You were in the kitchen when I was making them, so you have no idea. Neither of them smelled weird out of the package. One of the things that we have learned, because we've bought this one 2 or 3 other times since we did that video. Yeah. Our oldest is like obsessed with it. Yeah. Is that it has instructions from cooking from frozen or thawed. We prefer cooking it from thawed, one, because there's like a plastic wrapping or casing over it, and it is almost impossible to get it off if it is frozen. Yeah. So it says you can cook it from frozen, but we don't recommend that. This one also had a casing over it. But it says to thaw it prior to even like attempting. There's not a cook from frozen option. They both come with a glaze, which is nice because I think that, you know, at least you're not comparing. One has a glaze and one doesn't. They both have their own glaze. Yeah. I guess it would depend on if you like the glaze or not later.
Very true. Very true.
And then the Tofurkey one, besides looking shiny now, it looks pretty much identical to when it came pre-cooked that it looks cooked. Yeah. This guy, however,
completely different.
I had said to him, like, before we started filming, I was like, I'm so glad that you were not in the kitchen because he is a very visual eater and he wouldn't have touched this. Even with the way it looks now, like, he couldn't have got that image out of his head. True. It looks like if you ever ordered at like a deli counter prior to being vegan and they had like big blocks of like, it wasn't raw, but like bologna and it looks raw, like before, and like they shave it or whatever. That's exactly what it looked like. And even for me, who's like pretty open and stuff, I was like,
might have been rough for some people. Yeah,
I don't know about this.
Yeah.
So it's literally like the color of it now is a little bit darker, but basically like, picture this being like a lot lighter and then the whole thing just looking like raw meat.
Yeah, like, almost like white in a sense.
Yeah, so that's what it looked like. There are pictures inside of the blog post if you're curious because I was like, let me show people what this looked like prior.
True.
So yeah, so did I cover everything?
I think for the most part, that's everything anybody would want to know about the prior.
Yeah.
Currently what it looks like,
yeah.
I want to say they look sort of juicy when I touch the, which one is this one? Tofurkey. When I touch this one, it doesn't seem very, like, as juicy.
Yeah.
But this one is a little more like, you know, has like, almost seems like there's something left in there. It's not completely dried out.
Right. And I know for me, remembering what ham was for like a Christmas or something like that when I grew up, turkey was dry, ham was not.
Yeah.
So, but also like the coloring of this is much more similar to ham versus the coloring on this.
Yes.
So that's juicier, but the color is off. This one is drier, but the color is there.
Yeah.
So
completely get that.
I guess it just depends where you are. And ultimately, I think it comes down to the taste.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So you ready to try it?
And someone needs to teach whoever was cooking the turkey how to cook turkey. So, all right.
Why so it's not so dry?
Exactly. Yeah, that's not supposed to happen.
It's not supposed to be that dry.
Yeah, that's not how it's supposed to happen.
It's because they just left it in the oven for like 12 hours.
Maybe that person should just be vegan because it might do them better. Anyway.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, I already had mine cut, but I guess I should have waited till you cut yours.
No, it's okay. I'm not looking at your face because this is one we've tasted before. So I got a fork and I'm using my hand anyway.
It's what you end up doing usually anyway.
True.
Yeah. So for me, I think that there's a big difference in vegan turkey. I mean, I keep saying turkey. Vegan ham than what I remember ham tasting like. Like, I think this is good, but I think if you're trying to get the taste of ham, I don't think it's there.
Okay.
I like it, and I would buy it again. Obviously, we have. I like the glaze on it. It's sweet, which is what like a brown sugar glaze, like that type of thing should be. I just think that like the texture and some of the taste around it isn't quite perfected to what I remember ham tasting like.
Okay. I mean, in my opinion, I do disagree. I actually feel like this is...
Are we surprised?
This is the closest, you know, I've gotten to the flavor, the texture of vegan ham. And biting into it, it's actually juicier than it is when you touch it.
Absolutely.
Like, you could feel that now that it's, you know, it's in there.
Yeah. Okay.
So I disagree. I think this is a pretty good one.
Okay.
So
let's try the other one.
Yeah.
So the other one is from Vegetarian Plus.
Okay.
And we actually liked their turkey. We had their turkey for the first time this year.
Yes.
So let's see if we agree about
see what they do with the ham.
Well.
Yeah.
That texture is rough. It's like mushy.
Okay.
I can't do it.
No?
No, you like it. Look, like it almost like...
If this cooked possibly longer, I would say, I think it would be very close.
Yeah, but cooking it according to the instructions is not it for me. Like it literally like mushes in your hand and like goes away. I do like the glaze, but I don't think I like the glaze as much as this one if I had to choose.
Okay.
But also the taste of the meat product could have thrown me off.
The glaze on this one I think is closer to what's traditional for you in comparison to this.
I wonder if it says...
Is it like an amber or something?
So this says an amber ale glaze, which means like actual, it's made with barley, and it says amber ale, but it does have brown sugar in it, which is what I traditionally made a ham glaze with. This is called plum
apricot.
Yeah, so a little fruitier, along those lines. So
which is probably why I think you associate liking
go towards this.
Yeah, that more.
I do wonder, like you said, if it was cooked a little differently, maybe. I wonder if you cook it according to how they say to cook it, and then slice it, and then maybe like pan sear it a little bit.
That seems like much. Honestly, I think if you... I don't know how they told us to cook it, so you don't have to go over that right now as I'm about to say it. But I think what happened with this one is, I'm assuming you probably trapped this somehow. Like you tented it with something, you cooked it, and then untented it. Like that's typically how meats, even before being vegan, would be cooked. My thought is the untented portion is not long enough.
Got it.
I think so, or maybe it didn't need to be tented at all. Usually that's for two reasons. One, to have that steam kind of go throughout it and create that juiciness, but two is so it doesn't burn on top. So my thought is either, you know, put it a little lower in the oven so that way it doesn't burn, but also maybe you could do without the tenting and you would have a really good product.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
I would just be hopeful, but I also feel like it's a lot of money to like try to like, especially people that like aren't used to be in the kitchen, right? Like they're newly vegan and they just, you know, they want something that's close to what they had and they spent a lot of money on this and then they're like super disappointed now trying to like troubleshoot like what happened. Yeah. I think that's hard.
I completely agree. Yeah. I'm not saying, I guess what I'm saying is that I find there's a way you could probably cook this in order to make it better than what you have. I'm not saying that you should risk buying it to try it out and see if it works. Like, I think what you're saying sounds like I'm saying that, but that's not what I'm saying at all.
Okay. Yeah, I get that. So out of the two, which one would you say, like which one would you go for? Like what would you put above the other one?
Well, that's hard because for me, like I would probably try this and you know, attempt to do it. And I also don't feel the way you do about the mushiness. Like I find almost most vegan, you know, chicken kind of products, not really the, like always the seitan kind of products, but most of the chicken ones, whatever it's made out of, whether it's a combination of tofu and seitan or whatever, I find most of those you could kind of squeeze and mush down with your fingers. Yeah. So to me, this is only, you know, probably a little easier to squeeze and mush down because it's actually pretty juicy inside. So it feels like the texture is just
Which is funny because like we started out the video talking about like, you know, you don't want to dry things out and yada, yada, yada. Yeah. But like, it's like, this one is like, we almost want to dry it out a little bit more. Yeah. So, as far as pricing goes, the tofurkey one, so we got both of these at Sprouts. We paid $8.50 for the tofurkey one because it was on sale. Traditionally, it can range up to $20 depending on where you're buying it. So keep that in mind. The vegetarian plus one, we spent $16 on, again, because it was on sale, but I've seen this one go as much as $40. Yeah. So again, I think the pricing is fine because you're getting almost 3 times the amount. So when we're talking about that, I think the pricing is fine. I do feel like if you were to pay $40 for this, you may be disappointed unless you can save it somehow. Yeah. But I think if you're gonna pay $16 and play with it a little bit, like maybe cut it, pan-sear it, or do like you said, lower it, leave it tinted for much longer.
I also think if you cut this and it's this way, there's not, like you can't, like you could come back from this in a sense. Like it's not just like you just said, cut it, cook it the way it is, and now pan-sear it. Like that's a way you would try. I think if you did that, that would still work. Yeah. Excuse me, as an option. Definitely. So I don't think it's like lost cause if you bought it and then you cooked it and it came out like this. Like I don't think you're there. Yeah.
All right. If anybody has tried these, let us know if you agree with our decision about which one you like over the other one. If you've tried another one or seen another one that we didn't mention today. So the two that can be shipped are Belief and Herbivorous Butcher. Yeah. So you can try those as well. I think that the vegan ham product market still has a long way to go. Obviously, we only have 2 products. When you compare it to how many eggnogs do we have or turkeys, like
store available products.
Yeah. Yeah. We still have a long way to go, but it's still exciting that we have at least something to choose from right now. So also, I said in the last video, this was the last taste test of the year and we're back. So just saying I was wrong there.
Psych.
Psych. All right, anything else?
No.
Oh, so there's a blog post with pricing where you can buy store locators,
yeah, for sure,
ingredients, nutritional facts, all that stuff in the description box, so you can find that there or our website. So
it's funny. It's like I lean away from you in order to see your face, but then I feel bad, like I left for some long period of time.
Yeah, and now we're back together.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know that's weird. Okay, believe in good, y'all.
Have a good week. Happy holidays.
Peace.